access to the letter. I know there was a letter sent with all the information.
I'll say, okay, so there was a letter. Was there notification from the New York State office pertaining to such? So there's a letter from, because I should have been initiated of the appeals proceedings to begin with, and I should have been notified of the appeals position to present a defense of the appeal, correct? Right or wrong?
I do not require to be notified. That is, I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, so we're not required to be notified of any type of proceedings in which there's a procedural due process? Is what you're telling me, sir?
I do not know the answer to that.
All right. And so I want to know what date were the benefits halted.
So they determine you're ineligible going forward. So
No, what date did they determine that ineligibility, sir? That should be right in the system, correct?
The note on the account says that you were ineligible, listed on October 24th. It says that.
Oh, so okay. So from the 24th day of October. Let me just get this correct.
Well, that's when the note is on the account. Does not necessarily mean that is when the hearing was held or anything. That's the note on the account on your log.
Okay, so that must mean that the hearing must have been held prior to such, correct?
In theory, yes.
Okay. And now also, there's instructions for me to go ahead and appeal that decision, correct?
There will be instructions in the letter to appeal, yes.
All right, so what's the instructions? Would you possibly have those instructions? And also what I need is, I know I have a hearing coming up here on the 2nd of October, 2025. I don't want to miss that hearing. I'd like to administer this into that sector for, that hearing or whatnot, based upon the fact that I'm not receiving the proper redress for my UI claims or whatnot. This could be one of the reasons ascertaining to such that I had a terrible accident injury in which there's Achilles tendon injury. And I'm under the impression that I sent that documentation over to you guys, your organization. I'm under the impression that documentation is certified from a doctor. I'm under the impression that documentation states and allocates to the fact that, hey, this guy's injured. He's got an Achilles tendon injury. He was removed from work based upon the premises that his medical accommodations weren't being adhered to by the defendant or the respondent in the matter. So I'm under the impression that you guys already had such said documentation purported onto your organization through every avenue of which such purported documentation should have been reported onto your organization. Now I'm wondering if, in its context and on its face, was that brought into the player arena prior to such? And if the invaluacy,
I don't know this information.
All right.
I'm not involved in the hearing process. I know that the hearing was held. There's information in the letter. I do not know what's come up. I do not know what they did at the hearing.
And your name again? Your game again, sir?
My name is Daniel.
All right. And would you happen to have like a code identifier for your name?
US0DR3.
US0DR3?
Correct.
All right. And now the other invaluacy that I was wondering was on its face value for the hearing scheduled October 2nd. I was wondering if because I'm not in New York right now, and it's very, very odd and quaintly that they would perform all as such with me outside of New York.
I mean, did you ever notify us that you were outside of New York?
Yeah, I'm under the impression that I did. I'm under the impression that I wrote several times and I've called several times, letting you guys know that, hey, I'm not in New York State. I believe I told you I was in Canada. I believe I spoke to a member of the New York State cadre and said, hey, I'm in Washington D.C. I believe I spoke to a member of your cadre and said, hey, I'm in Texas. And I believe that's been over past May. Let me see, June. About June-ish, July-ish. So I'm not understanding. Excuse me, sir? Excuse me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't see any notes that you're out of the area. That's
okay.
So I don't have information that you're out of the area.
Well, I do have one of your guys' lawyers on hand. I believe his name is Matthew, or excuse me, Jacob Manti. I believe he's a New York State kind of like liaison or overseer or something of that sort. I believe that I have been in great contact with him, and he's a part of your guys' agency, stuff of that nature. And I believe that we have the direct correlation and correspondence between one another to where he responds back to me and says, oh, okay, you're in Canada, or you're in Texas, or you're in Washington. Well, if you want to close out your case, then no, I'm not closing out anything. I'll just transfer the venue, change the venue, and that's about it. That's exactly how I responded to him. Now, that should be agency to agency, right? From New York State, right? Because you're considered a New York State employee, correct?
Yes, but we don't all have the same communication system.
I
have the notes that I can see.
Okay,
I don't know what notes where he puts notes.
Okay. But you guys are having but you guys are having hearings and stuff like that without performing service and etiquette upon the claimant and stuff of that nature, right?
Again, I do not know if they are
all right. What I want to request out of New York State is I want to request each and every document. I can request it verbally over this phone call. I'll additionally request it through a subpoena and a production of documents. All right. So I want to know. I want you guys to send me over the documentation to my email account attached to this New York State claimant UI.
We do not send the documents via email.
There's such thing as electronic service.
We do not send any documents via email.
I've received several documents via email, sir, from New York State DOL.
I have no way of sending you any documents via email.
Absolutely. I believe I just received one from you guys' organization this morning, and that's why I'm on the phone call with you now. Or maybe it was yesterday morning. It says, it is exactly what it says. It says New York State Department DOL, and it comes directly from your office and organization, and has been as such since, I want to say I opened up the unemployment account through your guys' organization.
And what I'm saying is I, as an employee, have no way of sending any documents via email.
Maybe if you have some notes there, maybe in the notes you might want to intermit that one into there so that they can figure out the source to send me that type of stuff through the email. What you think?
I can send certain documents to you, but I can only send them via mail or fax. That's all I can do.
So what you think? You might want to intermit that because I'm out of the area, and it would be most effective way of servicing the documentation, right or wrong, sir.
As I said, I can send you documents via mail or fax. I cannot do anything else.
I don't understand. So I was unpresent for the hearing. Why was the hearing not stayed?
And as I told you before, I do not know if they're required to inform you of the hearing. You will have to appeal and ask those questions then.
They're definitely required to. I'm supposed to be present at the hearing as well. And if I'm not present at the hearing, then the hearing's supposed to be.
I am not a lawyer.
All right. So can you provide me the information for your guys' hearings office?
I do not have any access to the hearings office.
You don't have any information pertaining to the hearings administrative law judge's office that held
I can give you their phone number, or I can transfer you to that phone number.
Can you give me a phone number and address so I can provide service documentation? Can I? What's the phone number? Is it the 809 number?
It is 518-402-0210.
So I got 518-402.
0210.
0210?
Correct.
All right, so moving forward, there's been a halt on the account?
You would not receive benefits for the remainder of your claim currently.
And that's per who? The administrative law judge? Can I ask the administrative law judge on the case?
That information is in the letter.
Oh, you don't have the information there?
I do not.
How long have you been working for the organization, Daniel?
That does not pertain. You can get that information by calling that number.
All right. What day were the documents sent out from New York State pertaining to the letters to the UI complaining?
Which letters are you seeking out?
Well, you said that you sent out a bunch of letters notifying me of hearings and all other types of stuff. I would like to know what date the New York State sent those letters out so I could go in and look for those letters.
The administrative law judges send those letters, not the...
administrative law judges send those letters? What date were the letters sent?
Yep.
They should be in your notes.
You have to ask them when they sent the letters.
All right, sir. Thank you. You're doing an awesome, amazing job, man.